Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Free gear removal free gear removal is live in game for the next three-ish. That's just under 3 days. So I figured, hey, it's a great opportunity to dive in, take a look at some of the rebuilds I've been doing for my champion, some of my builds, some of the teams I'm looking at and working on at the moment. And yeah, just giving you guys a sense for where I'm at and where I'm looking to go with this the free gear change event. So yeah, let's do it. Oh, we'll also we'll look at some of my siege teams. I just finished my first siege with my new clan. There's definitely some massive, oh my god, we'll talk about it as well in a second. But first up, if you guys want to see my builds at any time, because when I joined my new clan, big shout out to Cthulhu. But when I joined the clan, they were like, Nub, don't worry, we won't leak your builds. Everything's fine. I'm like, guys, don't worry about it. If you come to like any of my videos, this is my video from yesterday. If you come down here, my builds are linked in the description of every video. And yeah, I try to, that's the Hell Hades optimizer link. So, I mean, we can click it and see. But click it and it will open it up. And yeah, there you go. You can see like all my champions and all of that. And I try to update this link fairly regularly. So it might be a few days out of date at worst, but I use the optimizer pretty much every week, so it'll all be updated and you can see them. So yeah, if you want to see them, you can see them. So it's really that simple. But yeah, first up with Siege. So we ran into what we found in Siege was we are a tier. I don't think we can see it right now. No, I can't see anything, but we're a tier 8 clan. So Cthulhu is in the top tier, tier 8. There's a problem. And there's been mixed messages from Plarium as to what's going to happen. It seems like they don't quite know. But we obviously thought, tier 8, you would fight against tier 8 clans, right? No, we fought against a tier 6 clan. Sorry, what? Why are we up against? I'm pretty sure they were in tier 6. And obviously, we won quite solidly. And it's like, what's going on, guys? Why is that a thing? Why have we created these new tiers, but then you can match people outside of your tier? What's the whole point in the system? So I saw some people in Plarium giving some community managers saying, this is working as intended. It's what it's supposed to do. I saw other community managers saying, no, actually, that's not correct. And this is a bug and it's going to be changed. So I'm not sure where it is. I think the Supreme Club were told that it's a bug and it will be changed. So I would lean towards that being correct. The Supreme Club, they get more info, they get better stuff. So yeah, that'll be my guess. But it was kind of sad. Look, I was away on holiday for the last few days. I just arrived back yesterday, barely on time to do the embargo for this video. I was recording like 1 hour before the embargo lifted, so it didn't bother me. But this particular siege, it was handy for me on holiday not to have to really play much. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to the next siege, and hopefully things will work well. I'll show you my siege teams now, though, and let's refresh this for the sake of it. We can take a gander. So what I've done with my siege teams, one thing with this new clan, because they've upgraded more buildings, I now have to use 3 teams in siege. And obviously, if buildings get upgraded more, there'd be more than that, and that's a big challenge. Because compared to tag team arena, I'll show you my tag team arena teams first, and then you can sort of compare. This is I only put my defenses in properly because it's the last 4 days or so, and yeah, so never mind. We won't see stuff, but these are the current teams I'm using for tag team. Yeah, the second team's kind of dodgy, but the other ones are pretty good. So team number 1, we can see the concept here. We've got the best speed aura that I have in my account, which is Carnage, alongside Marius, who's now 6-star, Sifi, and Fabian. So the idea is simple. We've got big speed aura, Sifi boosts up, Fabian locks them out, Marius then nukes them and tries to remove their buffs, which then leaves them vulnerable to Carnage, spreading his debuffs. And it's just a lot of damage coming in. And yeah, that's sort of the theory with that team. Sifi tries to keep people alive as long as the Fabian lockout. If they have mythicals to deal with the lockout, well, we've got a 6-star Marius. So that's sort of the concept of this team. It's fairly, I think a very, very common high-end team that you'll see that's like this, which is better, would be Odin, who's got a better aura, but Odin with Marius, Sifi, and then a Yumiko, because they're void and you're using the Odin aura, and the Yumiko reset is really strong. So yeah, that's sort of the theory right there. Team number 2. This is the weird team. It doesn't quite work properly. This team works very well on manual because you can target Lamasu's reset. Otherwise, it's kind of a bit weird. I think what happens with this team, you can see it right here. I think what happens first, Lamasu's the fastest. So she's going to actually boost up Lazarius, and he's then going to boost up everybody else. Then Yumiko will try lock them out. We will then, try nuke them with Gallius. And yeah, that's sort of what happens there. This team is weird. It's not great. So that's the team I might want to fix up in the future. And then team number 3 is pretty strong. So we've got Arman's, a 6-star Arman's in the lead. So again, you can see we've got trying to get the best speed auras possible. I might bring in like the Sir and Lady Nicholas. Maybe bringing them into a team could be okay. I don't know what I'll do exactly. But this one is, I really like this combo, which is Embris with Nice. This is quite nasty. And then we've got Ankora in there to protect, mostly protecting the Nice, actually. Protecting him from crowd control so he can just rip through. And yeah, it can be kind of rough, right? Embris, so Arman's, bit tricky, right? We could run a bunch of Stone Skin to try deal with Arman's. Well, if you run some Stone Skin, guess what? Embris is there to remove the Stone Skin. That's sort of the theory there. And then I think that Embris and Nice are just both extremely dangerous. They can be killing you. They can both block revive. Yeah, they're both really rough. So it's just kind of a pain to deal with both of them. And then you've got Arman's throwing crowd control all over the place. And Kora's revive can reset skill cooldowns, which can be annoying. Yeah, that's sort of the concept of that team. That's my tag teams. The teams I've got for Siege are very similar, but we've rearranged them to deal with the different speed auras. So you can see we now have weaker speed auras, but still trying to make them work. So this team is the same, but we use Fabian's aura instead. So, I mean, if we put Yumiko in this team, for example, instead, which would be nice at the Sifi, we wouldn't have a speed aura that would work for Siege. But that's the team for Siege. Didn't get attacked, so I don't know how it works. We've got the same team over here, but we swapped the Armans for the Ankora aura. It's the same thing. And then this team over here is actually the exact same. So yeah, they're really the same. We just flip some of the speed auras around. I'm a bit sad we're not using Lamasu's speed aura in a team, but I'm really not sure if we're going to keep using her because she's kind of difficult to use. So yeah, there you go. Let's take a look at the arena builds. I think all of these champions should be in arena build 1. But this is how I'm looking. In fact, these are my main champions for arena. And truth be told, I could probably demote some of these to arena build 2. I probably could. So Rotus, I'm not using all that much now that I've got like all these I've got 5 insane mythical damage dealers. Rotus not getting much of a, and then we've got Marius as well. Rotus doesn't get much of a look in. Same thing with Narcisse. I used to use Narcisse all the time, but now I've got so much mythical damage. He barely gets a look in. And then yeah, not really using Lady Noelle much at the moment either. So we could, in fact, I will demote. Let's demote her down. There we go. Will I demote any of the others? I'm gonna keep Narcisse in there just because the combo with Ankora, and I'll keep Rotus in there. I think the rest deserve to be there. So yeah, there we go. So we have 4x4, 17 champions that I'm using regularly at the moment. We've got Gallius. Gallius amazing now. Lethal 4-piece, Stone Skin 4-piece, fairly standard. He's also got 1 piece of Slayer. But yeah, just Stone Skin lethal damage dealer, really nice. He's a huge threat in both of his forms. I love this guy. He's super fun. Fairly happy with the build overall. High damage, high accuracy. Yeah, he's in some pretty beastly gear. He's got the Essence Quencher. I don't love this on him. It's good, but I'd love something different. But it's decent. The slight problem I have with this is he does loads of counterattacks. Now, it does have slots for the gems for counterattacks, but I don't have any of their mythical gems that make your counterattacks do 50% more damage. 2 of those on Gallius would be insane because he counterattacks in Form 1. But then I also need them for Carnage. I also need them for potentially for Nice. But I don't have any of those mythical gems, so it's sort of a moot point anyway. But he's in this. He does more damage based on the turn meter. Kind of cool. Like up to 10%. We're up to like 14% more damage. It's okay. Probably look for something different for him in future, but it's fine. It's pretty decent. Sort of the problem I run into here is that, again, his counterattacks, they don't have any turn meter when they hit him. So he's not actually benefiting from that. But it is what it is. He's got Lightning Cage to protect the Stone Skin and also his other buffs. And yeah, I think fairly standard stuff. He's great. You know, he can boost the whole team over here with buffs and then come in with the AoE Provoke, Unkillable, and counterattack on himself. This hits really hard. His second form hits hard. I love him. We've got Lazarius. One thing with Lazarius, I do now have the Crown of Corruption. I've talked about this. I do wonder if with the Crown of Corruption, maybe we should actually switch the Lazarius back into... So I had Lazarius in a speed build, which is actually now broken and gone. But I had him in a speed build before. I wonder if maybe I should put him back in the speed build with the Crown of Corruption. That might be the play. But for now, we're not doing that. We've got Crown of Corruption on Lamassu, which works super well. You saw it in the live arena showcase I did recently. Works incredibly well, yeah, in manual play. But Lamassu, really not so good on auto. Anyway, he's still in damage, lethal, and stone skin. And one piece of Slayer. Wow, that's a consistent. I didn't realize it was the same for both of them. That's kind of funny. These are his stats. So he is faster. But yeah. There we go. He's got a Wand of Submission. I think this is nice because he is removing buffs and putting block debuffs. So yeah, I think the Wand of Submission is good. He's got Lightning Cage to protect his Stone Skin and all of his other buffs. And yeah, so very similar sort of build actually to Gallius, but just sort of attack based instead of defense and a little bit faster. Got the Wand. Gallius, I think Gallius could be nice with the Wand as well, to be honest, just to protect him in his base form. Now, in his alternate form, he's immune to all the crowd control. I think he'll still reflect it with the Wand. I think the Wand might reflect those debuffs before he becomes immune to them. So I might give him a Wand, honestly, because, I don't know. Yeah, I might just give him the Wand instead. We'll see. That's something to consider. Anyway, that is Lazarius. Carnage, it's a very similar build. It's 4-piece lethal, 4-piece stone skin. Tragically, he does not have one piece of Slayer this time. But again, very similar. He's a bit slow. I'd love to increase his speed, but high attack, high crit damage, high accuracy. A 5-star. He's got a cat's gaze and lightning cage to protect the stone skin. Same sort of thing. Very similar. I've got so much damage. So all of my damage, like, look at that. All 5 of the mythicals I've got are all damage dealers. Like, it's crazy. I've got no supports, but I really shouldn't complain, should I? Because I've got stupidly good mythicals. So, hey, there we go. Now, nice, a little bit of a different build. He is in 4-piece lethal, 4-piece feral. I like this. People like to run bombs against nice because bombs counter nice. So I like that this can sometimes win some fights because people will pick bombs against him, not ban him, and then they go, oh shit, he's got feral, and if we get rid of their buff removal, then they can be just screwed because he'll have block debuffs, and you don't kill the nice, you're dead. So yeah, kind of cool. He's only 1-star. He'll get a lot more powerful with more stars, like a lot more, especially seeing as in his alternate form, of course, he is doubling his all of these stats, which is so silly. But yeah, getting double the blessing of defense. Ultimately, at 6-star, of course, double the speed, double the resist would be kind of nuts. So nice as a champ, he might rebuild at some point when we get more blessings. He gets stupidly good with blessings because, again, he's doubling most of the effects. Even the attack at 2-star will up his damage in this base form, though he mostly scales off hit points. So here he is. He has 100k HP now. See, his defense kind of sucks. That's where the blessing would be huge. The blessing for the attack would be huge. All the blessing would be huge. Crit damage. So yeah, his alternate form looks like this, by the way. Just imagine this, but with the blessing for defense and then doubling it. And hell, if you give him the blessing for resistance and double it, he's got like 500 resist at that point, which is kind of ridiculous. He's got a Wand of Submission. And yeah, I just love to get some mythical gems for this, but hey, they're pretty good. And Lightning Cage to protect his feral buff, his block debuffs, and more defense sort of build. I think pretty standard stuff. Then we come over. It's Embris. Guess what? It's going to be very similar. Savage and 4-piece stone skin. He's got a Wand of Submission. Now, this was fun. I've just put these on. I think this could be fun. I hope these gems stack, but I've got 2 of these now. I've got 3 mythical gems on my entire account. These are 2 of them. I've got 1 Boss Slayer. I think Ninja has it. But every time the wearer is revived, decrease all incoming damage by 10%, up to 30. So it should be 20% up to 60% on this, which could be kind of cool, right? Because he will sometimes die in Form 1. He'll strip their stone skin, then he's sitting there in Form 1, then they can kill him. But in Form 2, the theory is that he has a revive on death effect. He comes back to life. Maybe it's cool. I don't know. I hope the gemstones stack. But that's the theory there. I think it's kind of a fun build. We'll see. He's got 89,000 HP. He's faster. And yeah, he's sort of like this. So that's the goal with him. The lower his accuracy, the more damage you're going to do with his A2 in his alternate form. But you do need accuracy on him for Faction Wars. So he's in this sort of weird limbo right now, where I've tried to get enough accuracy for Faction Wars while still keeping it kind of low. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine though. I think it's fine. But yeah, high speed. So he's the fastest nuker apart from Lazarius. He's the fastest. He can remove stone skin, and then the other nukers can do damage. That's the theory right there. He's got no blessing, sadly. If he did have a blessing, we'd give him lightning cage to protect stone skin, because the ultimate stone skin remover is Embris himself, and you can't fight Embris with an. Well, I guess you could in siege and stuff, but yeah, that's the theory with him. And these are his masteries. So I think the counterattack masteries are quite nice because he does hit hard, but that's Embris. Rotus, not using him too much. He's a 9-piece Merciless, and his Merciless gear has been scavenged a good bit by other characters because I'm not using him like crazy. He is +1, which is fun. He's my only empowered legendary or mythical on the account, obviously. But he's a little bit slow for where I'd like, but it's got really good stats. Other than that, the dude's pretty cool. Apart from being a little slow, he's got Gore Crescent, which really does tons of damage. And I love this on him, this gem. An extra chance to reset a skill's cooldown. Disgusting. More damage against enemies full HP. The Gore Crescent giving him more damage. So just really giving him all the tools possible to reset the cooldown of Fated Destruction. Got the Mastery to reduce it over here. All of that good stuff. He has Ward of the Fallen, which is really nice. Obviously, this gets so much better at 6-star, and he loves the speed. But yeah, that's Rotus. Marius, freshly 6-star. I've been looking to re-gear him into, guess what? You guessed it, lethal plus stone skin. But I don't have the gear for it right now. So right now he is in 9-piece Slayer, which is really good. Gives him loads of damage, but it does leave him vulnerable at the start of the fight. But I've still been picking him loads and been happy. So he's got good defense, high speed, and very high crit damage, very high accuracy. Probably what I'd like to do would be to drop the accuracy a bit, maybe up the speed some more. Maybe the defense. But probably just drop the accuracy and try get him into 4 lethal, 4 stone skin would be nice. He has a Cat's Gaze, which is probably fine, with some multi-hit gems just to use them, right? And he has Crushing Rend 6-star for bosses and dungeons. I don't know. I might switch him back into Soul Reap. Haven't quite decided. I think Soul Reap is better for Arena. We might switch him into 6-star Soul Reap. We'll see. And he's got these masteries, which are pretty straightforward. Getting these ones to up the chance of the Enfeeble on his A1. There is a gem that ups the chance, but it's a square one, so I can't use it. Seafive rebuilt recently into 9 pieces of protection. I did have her, I think in 6 or 8 or maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 pieces before. I think it was just, I mean, obviously the main goal was to have the 6 pieces. But yeah, now she's in the 9-piece. The 9-piece is giving her higher chance for protection and also giving us the damage boost. Which makes her a lot better in PvE content, that damage boost. And I might use her there a little bit. We'll see. I'm thinking about potentially bringing her into a Chimera team instead of Elva. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But that's her. So yeah, she's lost a good chunk of speed. She's now 424 speed, which is still extremely fast. She was a lot faster. If we drop the 9-piece protection, we can make her a good bit faster. I mean, arguably you could give her the Crown of Corruption. The reason I've swapped, I think Treason has explained this a lot on his stuff as well, and I do agree with him. I think that because of her A2, it gives you 3 buffs and only 10% turn meter. The big weakness here is supersonic sets. We'll see those in a second, but supersonic sets, the turn meter, it lets champions cut in. And people run a lot of champions with buff removal and lockout and stuff like that to cut in. And that's a big problem. So I'd rather have the protection and be a bit slower. I don't think there's much point in her being super fast because you're just going to get cut in by supersonic anyway. But I've got her, that being said, I've got her extremely fast. I want her to go first. She has to be very fast. She has to be very fast in 9-piece protection because otherwise she's just going to get killed before you get a turn. But yeah, that's sort of the goal with her. She's got intimidating presence because she's 6-star. We could give her polymorph, but again, I'm typically running her with a speed aura. I do want her to go first. And she's very tanky as well. We'd love for her to have more HP and less defense, but it's just kind of tough to do. And that's her. That's Zifi. So yeah, that's Zifi. Oh, by the way, she's got a Wand of Submission to reflect some stuff. Then we come into some different builds here. Yeah, we got a few very different builds now. We got Arman's 5-piece Supersonic, 2-piece Pinpoint, 1-piece Feral. He also has 1 refresh, which is really nice. I've got a great refresh banner. Look at this bad boy. Accuracy with accuracy and triple speed. It's disgusting. And this can win some fights, right? You reset his A2, and it's like, oh, we just won the fight. But he's coming in. He's got a Wand of Submission. Shocker. He has Intimidating Presence, 6-star, because he's got that speed aura. Shocker. And the Masteries. But yeah, the theory of this build is 400 speed, 550 accuracy. Accuracy is a bit low. But it's hard to get him fast and have, that much speed and supersonic. It's just very intensive in terms of the gear. But yeah, that's Arman's. Go fast, cut in, especially against enemy speed champs, and start messing them up with crowd control. We've got Ankora, again, a very different build. I'm going to try to up her resistance. She's one I'm going to try rebuild a bit, but she's in 4 bolster, 4 stone skin. The problem I run into with her is she's got really high resist, which is great, but typically she just gets killed by Commodus anyway. Commodus, because he's mythical and he's ignoring resistance, typically she just dies to the bombs, which is a problem. Because in theory, she'd be a great anti-bomb champion. She's got the bolster shield to help against the bombs and to keep her alive. Yeah, so one slight issue. I don't have any. This is my best resistance relic, a +9 aspect of Siroth. And yeah, like, this is okay, but I don't know. I do like this gem slot, though, on aspect of Siroth. Reducing max HP when you're attacked. Pretty sick if you're a champ that stays alive a lot. But yeah, we'll see. I might try rebuild her with some higher resist so that she can resist some more. Yeah, we'll see. But that's her. She's got Life Harvest, which is always fun. She could be good with 6-star polymorph as well, though Life Harvest is really good, and she's built like this, so the resist aura. Yeah, I feel like we kind of built her with a lot of resistance, but then she doesn't quite have enough to get the job done at top end. So yeah, she's in that sort of weird spot where I'm like, ooh, probably need to build her more resist. Probably need some more. Or we just ditch the resistance, just build her even more hit points, give her, timely intervention instead, that sort of thing. So I'm a bit mixed on Ankora, but that's where she is right now. We've got Fabian. So this is the same build as Arman's, but slightly worse. 5 supersonic, 2 feral, 2 righteous. Got the full complement of gear. Got higher accuracy at 610, but he's slower, very slower at 374. So he's very much reliant on supersonic. But I still use him all the time. He's got Molten Death Belt. I'm going to switch this into Wand of Submission, but I don't have any flaming hot meatballs left. I'm going to switch him into Wand of Submission. He'll lose 50 accuracy, but he'll gain, when this is rolled up, so he'll gain 3 speed. I'll probably put it to +12, gain 6 speed. So he'll be a little bit faster and protect him from debuffs. We'll see. He's got Temporal Chains. Again, the goal here is to cut in. 6-star would be amazing. And he's built like this. So that's Fabian. Might probably try rebuild him and try. A goal would be to get him to 400 speed. That'd be a pretty big goal. So that's something to look at in the future. Narcissus, he's in my slightly worse HP nuclear gear, but it's the same deal. Savage, 1 protection actually, and then 4 stone skin. Coming in like this, it's still pretty solid. He's missing a bit of crit rate, but it's still great, still good gear, right? He's got Essence Quencher now. Lightning Cage protects stone skin and this sort of stuff, which I think is all probably fine. I don't know. I haven't looked at this in ages. Like, he's gone down this side. I'm not sure exactly why. I think that probably doesn't make any sense. So I probably need to redo his masteries, actually, just give him some more standard counterattack stuff. He's got, I don't remember why I gave him Blood Shield, but I think we get rid of that as well. I don't know. We can switch Narcissus up a little bit. I don't remember why he's got Wisdom of Battle. Maybe I just want to improve parry. I think just the more defense and resurgent would probably be a bit stronger. I don't know if it hugely matters, but might switch him up a bit. We'll see. Again, I'm not using him like crazy at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's him. Hegimon, 6-piece Merciless. He's coming in with a Cat's Gaze because I love Hegimon and cracking roots because why not? And like so. So high attack, high crit damage, no speed whatsoever, bit of accuracy. Just, yeah, one-shot people. Let's jump actually ahead to Calvax. So I actually realized that the Calvax I've got booked has got a worse blessing. So I was using the wrong Calvax. Now I've got two Calvax now. They're both in lethal dose. This one's 3-star. The other is 4-star. This one is booked. So I said I use the booked one. I don't know if it really matters. He does more damage, but he doesn't have any crit rate, so it's not going to work anyway. But he's he's got 10k attack and 650 accuracy. I probably should lower the attack and boost the accuracy. He's just gonna kill everything anyway because the Arachne Elixir. Yeah, lethal dose. He's built like this. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so that's him. He's now in 4 pieces of pinpoint to protect against polymorph. We've got Yumiko. She's got so many different gear sets happening right now, but she's coming in at 386. She actually has 100% crit rate. Don't know why. Her accuracy's terrible at 398, but she's good at getting the job done. She's got a Gilded Pinion. Probably I'm going to change this. I think I have... I've got 1 Pert Shadow left. I'm going to give her that instead. It's going to be better. Temporal Chains. Yeah, that's her. Don't use Yumiko all... I still use her, but not like crazy. But yeah, her accuracy kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Nishak. 4 pinpoint, 4 stone skin, 1 feral. Love this guy. He's got an Arachne Elixir for even more damage. He's got more crit rate for every debuff on the target because he puts out quite a few, and he does hit pretty hard. So we'll see. He's got lethal dose, obviously, but only 2-star, sadly. And like this. So 1 more star on him would be pretty nice with that lethal dose. But 8k attack, 300 speed, 500 accuracy. I love Nishak. Great champ. And then we've got Lamassu. He's my other fastest champ, 419, 500 accuracy for the event dungeon, intimidating presence, Crown of Corruption. This is what makes her super fast and like that. In Arena build 2, these are some other champs. I'm really not using any of them much at all in Arena, but we've got some of the stuff happening here. I don't think we'll look at those. They're not too important, but you can check them if you want using the link. A couple other things I've been working on. Titus. So I've been trying to do Titus with Brogney. So Titus, I've re-geared him a bit because his crit damage was... I gave him so much crit damage that I physically could not build Brogney to have more. And that's a problem. The problem is, in Hydra, when you go into Hydra, the highest crit damage champion is the champion who is devoured first. After that, it's random. Okay? So... the theory is, oh, well, Brogney's going to be pretty good with him. We can build or you could build, there's lots of different champions you could use with Titus. But I said, I'll probably try build Brogney. This is what I'm going to try right now. Like I said, I've been away for a few days, and I haven't really bothered too much with Titus. Like, we're just sort of slamming Demon Lord because it's funny. But I haven't really brought him into other clan bosses yet. But yeah, you can see there's a few of us now in the clan. We actually do more than 2.14 billion damage, but it's capped, so it doesn't do any more. This is the team I'm using for clan boss, by the way. I've got the rare in there just for the daily quest. You can see we've got Valerie in for the other guy, for Souse over here. And then this is like a better team, but no rare, and so on. So yeah, that's sort of what's happening with Titus. I've re-geared him since I ran that key earlier today, but I think it should still work. What I've done, though, is we've got his defense a lot higher, but I lowered his crit damage from close to I think it was 380 or 400% or something. Lowered it down to 350 so that it is actually possible to build someone with more crit damage than that. And we'll see if it works. I now also have him in 6 Merciless and 2 Zeal. I didn't have the Zeal before, and that's really strong. But like 3% damage for every 25% HP he has. I mean, it's basically just 12% bonus damage. That's massive. It's really strong. So yeah, and with this new gear that I've got him in, you can see I still have lots of Sand Devil to do. Get this into defense percent. I think if it's crit damage, it won't work. So probably defense percent. Get this into defense percent. This into defense percent at some point, and he'll improve. Get all these rolled up with defense, so he hits harder. One thing with Titus, see, HP is lift as much as possible. HP lowers his damage. It's really stupid. But the multiplier on this, it basically divides your shield by your HP. So this says damage based on defense and HP. Technically, it's true, but defense ups the damage because that multiplies by everything. But defense actually divides your, or sorry, HP divides your shield. So the more HP you have, it lowers the value of the shield damage boost, which is just bad. So you want him with as little HP and as much defense, crit damage, and shields as possible, and ignore defense. But yeah, don't build any HP in your Titus. Funny enough, I think a 1-star blessing, you get the benefit of Heaven Cast, but I think the extra HP actually means it's a damage loss overall. So yeah, I get, like, it's just, this move is just fucking stupid. Like, let's be real. It's just a fucking mess. But whatever. Actually, here's a fun one for Titus. And that Titus build, by the way, that's what I'm going to try right now. After that, again, this is just what I'm trying myself. I might just look up guides and see what other people are doing then after that, probably for the next free gear removal. Well, we get free gear removal every day. But maybe, after this week, I'll probably have a go myself this week at trying some stuff. And then I'll look up some guides and copy stuff and figure out the perfect thing. But I saw, for example, this week in Clash, we got some Titus teams coming in huge. So here, just to put it in context, look at this insane team right here. 11 trials done, 950 million damage. That's with 4 mythicals and a Senna. Crazy, right? Crazy. That did 16 billion points on Hydra Clash. Well, here's Titus. Titus did 58.95 billion on Hydra Clash. So here you go. Here's the Titus. He did 4 billion damage. They did 2.14 billion damage. Only 6 trials, not many. But it is obviously, this is going to be a full manual team. Resetting with Yumiko, resetting with Lammasu, spamming Wixwell's A2. I don't know what Senna spams actually. And yeah, Titus looks like, interestingly, giving him 1 rebirth, I think you have to build enough resist on Titus that he resists. So obviously the 5-star blessing is going to make a big difference there, that resistance. Helping you build his damage higher with the blessing, of course, and then getting enough resistance. Because you need resistance that the Chimera doesn't steal his shields or remove them, because he will. You've got a shield set on Yumiko here, as you see. But yeah, absolutely nuts. So yeah, look out for these sorts of teams. There might be other variants, but this is the best I've seen so far. Yeah, which is nuts. I think someone has... So I could do this version here. I have all of these champions, so I might do this. It's much weaker. It's 9 billion. But, Titus doesn't have this all. But yeah, this Titus did 700 million, which is obviously... It's a big difference from the... here's the thing. I just don't really give a shit anymore, right? Like, I think just people are going to get really upset if you nerf champions. So like it's never gonna be balanced. It's not gonna happen, right? So like they're never gonna balance the game. It's just gonna be, yeah, so pointless, right? It's just all pointless. There's no point. Don't even give a shit. I'll show you my Brogney build. Just don't even bother engaging. So Brogney I've rebuilt. I'd love to have him in more Merciless, but it's tough because they didn't have a blessing. We need to get him with more crit damage than Titus. So this is the goal so far. And still building him with like some damage. I don't know if I think it makes sense, right? The more damage he has, it's gonna let him grow shields even more. So it should make sense. Not sure. I gave him a Malefic Talon just for the crit damage. Like this. I could switch his masteries, and that might be a play. So he grows shields way faster with Helm Smasher. Or then just Flawless Execution will give him just the crit damage bonus. That might be a better way to go. Yeah, I'll just I'm gonna give it a go myself, and we'll check out. I still need to roll lots of stuff up. Then we'll probably just check out a guide. But the theory is we run Brogney with Titus and with obviously Wixwell as well. We run them in Hydra together, and Brogney will have the most crit damage. He'll be devoured first, and then we just need to get lucky and Titus not to be devoured, and we can do lots of damage. I did a test run earlier. I can't keep doing test runs because there's only so many quick battles. I did a couple. This is the team I was trying. It didn't make it to the turn limit either time, though. But it still did, like, over 1 billion damage or something, which it's okay. It's better than a normal team, right? It's still crazy, but it could be way better. So I'll figure that out. We'll give it a bit of a go later during the week. My priority first is to do more tests on the test server and bring you guys a showcase of the new fusion. That's the main priority. And then maybe later in the week, I'll get back to some Titus stuff. But hey, I've got them re-geared now. So yeah, we're good to go. Right, to actually do a bit of testing. I just need to upgrade their gear a bit. But yeah, I'll see sort of how the team works and that sort of thing. I need to actually jump into non-quick battle runs to see where they actually die and whatnot. But yeah, that's sort of what's happening there. Then the final thing I've been doing with re-gearing is if we actually go by, I think we actually just go faction by faction, just for a couple of factions. So I've been trying to settle some of my faction. In fact, let's jump back to it in a sec. Trying to settle some of my faction war teams. Most of the crypts on lockdown, I've got like 1 star to get in Skinwalkers. That takes a bit of work, but I've got the rest done over there. I've got 1 more star to get, a Dark Elves. I can't remember which one it is. Not too bad. Few more stars. I think I've got the last 3 stages I need to get 3 star in Sacred Order. So I'll probably do that the next time this comes around, 6 days. Orcs, I will come back to with the fusion. I expect the fusion's going to massively help there. So not too stressed. And then, hey, we've got a week and a day for Ogre. And when that comes around, I probably should put the effort in to finish that. Because otherwise, we're finished sort of everything. So I've been trying to set up teams without needing gear being swapped that can auto through the highest stage possible. And that's what I've been trying to do for the different things. So yeah, I've been trying to set that up and just sort of improve them. So a quick look at some of the teams I'm using. For Bannerlords, I'm using Androck. Androck with Kaja and with Ursula, I think. And then Timid. And I've got Timid and like Provoke. And then I think I've been using Baron for damage. So we need to re-gear Baron at some point. He's a little bit better than he was before, but he's still quite slow. So I need to re-gear him a little bit. And yeah, we'll sort of figure out what's happening there. But one thing I did, I gave a Gilded Pinion to Ursula. I thought that's actually quite decent on her. She's got pretty long cooldowns, so less damage is pretty good. And I gave her like less damage from bosses, stuff like that. I think Kaja is the same. She's also got Gilded Pinion. I don't know. Just to have it. But yeah, that's sort of what's happening there. Bannerlords is kind of tough. Even with Androck, can't quite farm the highest stage. For High Elves, I think I've got now a Wand of Submission on Arbiter, but we still need to improve it a little bit. I guess we'll give her... I guess we'll give her that. Sure, why not? Give her a gem. Might roll this wand up to 12. We might use her a bit in Arena as well. Cause she's pretty fast. She's 390. I probably should use her a bit in her... Oh, she is in my second Arena slot. Yeah, Arbiter's one to maybe re-gear more at some point. I just gave her a wand today. I had a couple of wands just chilling. And I was like, you know what? I'll slap these on a couple of characters. So she has a wand using a Tharion for damage as well. And yeah, I don't think any other major re-gearing here for this one. For me, this faction is doable because of Fina. Fina hard carries. Without Fina, it's really tough. So I think this faction can actually solo the not solo, can auto stage 21. I'm pretty sure. Just need it's a bit tricky. Maybe I gave up and just did stage 20. I think the waves was the hard part. Yeah, but that's High Elves. Sacred Order. Yeah, did I give her? No, I didn't. Let me just cover some of the changes I've done. Any big changes here? I don't think I've done any major changes here. One fun thing I want to try out. I don't know if I will like it or not, but I was like, you know what? Let's give Skull of Treason to Vizig. I've done it. So Vizig now has a Skull of Treason, which is pretty fun. That will definitely help a bit with the ogres, right? It's just going to do 20% more damage from his burns. And he does make burns do more damage with his passive as well. They do 30% more damage. So yeah, I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Why not? I'm excited to see if he's any good with the burns. And yeah, I think there's some of the main things to cover. I've been writing down the ones that I know I can clear. I can do stage 21 of this, but let's see. I have to do a lower stage for Bannerlords. Can't do 21. I can do High Elves 21. That's confirmed. I think they can do Sacred Order 21, but I need to make sure. Barbarians, I think this does 20. It certainly does 20. Might do 21. Ogres, I can actually farm 21, which is hilarious because I'm missing so many stars. This, I'm pretty sure, is 21. This can farm 21. I actually use Bambus for Skinwalkers, guys. Bambus is nuts. People hate on the Bambus, but he's for real. Like, so it's the purple boss, right? He throws all the debuffs onto you. You get loads of debuffs. Guess what? This guy, he just throws all debuffs back onto the boss. So he's really good. Yeah, I'm loving Bambus. Bambus is coming in clutch for Skinwalkers, which I think people wouldn't expect. I love me some Bambus. Orcs we're going to come back to in a bit with the fusion. I think the fusion is just going to be really helpful, so we'll come back to it. I'm on to, I think Orcs is farming a lower stage for sure. It's only like stage 15 or something. I'm pretty sure this is 21 and this is 21. Demon Spawn, I'm on stage 20. Stage 21 is just, on auto is really difficult for them to not die. So yeah, but they rip through stage 20 in like a minute. It's just disgustingly fast. Yeah, I don't have a Duchess. Duchess, I think, would make it very easy to auto that one. Undead is farming stage 21. Dark Elves, I can't remember. This one is rough, though. It's tricky to farm. Knights Revenant, I've just been late. You can see my lazy team, Embris and double Calvax, yeah? And they farm through stage 20 in seconds, it feels like. It's stupidly fast. So I've been farming that. I did clear dwarves. I've done dwarves, but dwarves, I don't know how I'm gonna solo the boss. Not so auto the boss. It was a messy run, and I needed to swap loads of gear. I think I used like what did I use for dwarves? I think I did use the Trunda with a Demitha, Melga, I think Brogney as well, and something else. But it was super slow, and I needed to swap all my best gear onto all the champions. Had to totally re-gear like all of them. But this team farmed stage 20, which is like sort of Torment and Fiora just spamming out freezes. And yeah, that's sort of the thing. Actually, now I've changed Brogney. I don't know if it will work, but I'm guessing it will. I guess we'll find out. But that's 20. This should be 20. I'll put 20. Can I put a question mark? Can't use characters. 20 maybe. And Sylvan Watchers, I can farm stage 21 with these. Nice is not necessary, by the way. Honestly, like the other four are necessary. Creodan locks down the waves. Ilo kills everything. Then these two are just so strong as supports in general. The only issue I run into is they're a bit squishy because he's got no soul at all, so he's quite squishy. But I think that's where we're at. These are rough. This is I don't know what stage this one is. This is a rough faction. The problem I run into with this faction as well is no good reviver. I've got Rian, and we're trying to make it work. But Fatalis is amazing damage dealer for this faction, actually. Super good. But I have to swap gear every time. So if I want to use Fatalis, you have to swap his gear. This one's a bad stage. I think this is stage 20, maybe. Sorry, 29. Wow. I think this is stage 21, sorry. This is a stage 21 team. It's not 100% consistent, but it's pretty consistent. I think this is a stage 21 team as well. And it's pretty consistent. I mean, yeah. Obviously why, right? We've got frickin' Lazarius, Krisk. I've got second Krisk. Python is stupidly good. 6-star on him. And then obviously Raman too. So yeah, I think this 21 maybe. Maybe. I think the only issue I ran into at this faction is keeping Thor alive. Because like Syl, I just didn't find it's that helpful. I'm actually much preferring Operden. Operden just pumping out the heals, and Freya to try to keep Thor alive, and then Loki and Arman to lock down minions and waves. And I think this is 21 as well. It's very slow. I think actually now I think about it, with Sacred Order, I'm pretty sure that it's autoing stuff. I think it hasn't. Maybe we missed 1 star somewhere, and I think we might have only 1 star at stage 21. I think they've killed the boss really slowly, so I need to come back to it. But I've given He-Man. You could use Alice instead, obviously. He-Man has just got himself a Gore Crescent, which is going to help speed up the waves a good bit. So that's a nice upgrade for him. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Sort of trying to improve the auto faction war teams because it gives you a lot of rewards. I'll actually give you a sneak preview with Chimera. The thing I'm looking at, I can't bring it up now. Rather, I'll try to build a Titus team just for crazy clash points for when we want to push clash. Otherwise, I had to be lazy this week. I think I did about 12 trials, maybe less, maybe only 10. No, I did 11 on Ultra Nightmare and maybe 12 on Nightmare. Yeah, I find it can be very difficult with this team. It usually gets about 11 on Ultra Nightmare. It can often do about 15 I can do about 15 trials often on Nightmare, which is cool. What I want to do, though, is to build a specialist team, which is designed just for Ultra Nightmare, maybe one for each rotation because it changes. Just trying to get as many mythical materials. I think that's going to be the goal. Whenever it's a Chimera Clash doesn't matter week, it goes, okay, I'll just not get a chest. I'll just give up this chest. Double chest. Give up 2 Grandmaster chests. Because look, no mythical fragments. No mythical gemstones. It's a whole bunch of Starstone, which I want. And, you know, it's relic food, which I want. And, you know, I want this stuff. But I think it might make more sense to just do 2 keys like this. Like, look at it. He's only 9 trials per 9 and 10, but still trying to do keys with the goal, which might have been what he's doing, of simply getting, and I guess you could even have really low damage if you do 2 keys, right? Because you can add the 2 keys together to get the ultimate chest. Like, you could do like 60 million damage on 2 keys, which is low damage for this level. Get the ultimate chest, and you get it times 2. So you get the full chest anyway. You'll get crap Chimera Clash score, but just trying to get as many mythical fragments as possible. And I think that's going to be my goal. I think where the mythical fragments are changes up with each Chimera rotation, but it's silly. They really need to change the rewards for the boss, but I think that's actually the better way to play. Because just simply put, I mentioned this in a video recently, you know, I don't really need any more Aspect of Seroth or Wand of Submission or any of the, I don't need any of these except the mythicals. Over here, I could do with a couple more Arethi Coronet, and I could do with maybe a couple more, 1 or 2 more Gore Crescents for Faction Wars, but it's not too important. I don't really need these. I just want the mythicals. So I think just maximizing the mythical fragments, probably the way to go. So yeah, like I think I got 9 this week, but I think it'd be, yeah, I think I only got 9, but I think it'd be possible to get like 30 a week or something, which is a ridiculous improvement. 3 times faster for getting the mythical. So I think that might be the way to go until they fix the rewards and make it make sense. But yeah, that's they need to make these chests better. Yeah, you guys mentioned it a lot in the comments that the Chimera rewards suck. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Big old rambly video, as I am wont to do. But yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening. So yeah, for me, it's gonna be definitely coming back to Chimera, doing some Chimera teams, throwing together a couple of casual Hydra teams as well. But not too. But I'm just gonna try and make the Titus team work on auto. Need to make a Trunda team that works on auto. So I've got a good few. I've got lots of teams to build over here. Thankfully, Faction Wars is still ongoing, but it's slowing down a bit. There's a few factions now that I've got really locked in teams. A few that need to be pushed from 20 to 21, and a few that need to be pushed from like stage 15 to 21 auto farm. But yeah, sort of in the auto farming Faction Wars stage, and then as the problem factions come back, working on actually pushing those up and finishing them off. I know I can do Sacred Order. I just need to do it. Dark Elf's going to be tough, but I can do it. These will be tough as well. Skinwalker's tough, but I can do it. Yeah, I just need to do them. That's where we're at. Not in a huge rush to get Polara. I've got the freaking mythical books for her. I've got 10 mythical books now. We're ready for her, but I'm not in a big rush. And yeah, I think that's everything, guys. And actually, oh, I forgot the other big thing is to prepare some more potential teams. Like if I was to build, you know, like what would I do if I'm building another team here? What would I do? I think I keep these 2 as is for sure, but maybe even mix that one up. And maybe throw in some other stuff. So we need some sort of speed aura to really make the most. I mean, we could do like Uko. I don't know. Then it becomes quite clunky. And I need another damage dealer to fit in here. That becomes kind of weird. That's actually where, you know, like we could throw a Lazarius in here. Fits pretty, gives us big damage, gives us block debuffs, buff removal. That's not bad. Oh, what do I put in the final slot? That becomes a little bit wonky as well. Some sort of crowd control would be good, but I don't know exactly what to do there. Hell, we could even, you know what? Maybe even just an Arbiter just for speed could be okay. Or I don't know. We could just go like Hegimon and then the Crown of Corruption on Lazarius. Have Hegimon try break their stone skin, then Lazarius or nuke them. There's some possibilities. Yeah, need to work it out exactly. Or you know we could put in something and a Freya with the block debuffs. Don't know if we need the shields, though. Yeah, But I'd probably like some sort of block debuffs, cleansing. But yeah, you see, it's this. I actually find this quite fun. But yeah, we need a non-arena aura that's a speed aura. That's sort of the tricky thing. That's where the Lazarius is kind of perfect. Yeah, sort of mixing up some of these teams and trying to figure out exactly what to do. What we could do here, we could remove the Lazarius, put her in the lead. That's something we could actually do. We could like take out Lazarius, put Lamassu in the lead. Where's Lamassu? And one thing that's slightly awkward here is the team positioning. And put in Freya. That could be kind of cool here, actually. That works quite well. The only issue is, who would Lamassu turn me? I mean, let's find out. Oh, this is a huge bug I've been running into as well, where the AI preset, you know, it's because of Siege, right? It's because I've been using this in Siege. So I'm going to have to just force quit the game, I guess. Force quit the game. The game's broken. But yeah, really annoying the Siege preset you use. But hey, this would be the idea. I don't know what oh god, now I can't even change this one. Well, that's the end of the video, I guess. The game's bugged, can't change it. But that might be quite a nice team right there. It just depends who Lamassu will boost on auto. I'm not sure who she's going to boost. You know, she could just boost up Yumiko, be perfect. Just boost up, lock him out. Or yeah, I don't know. Might have to rebuild Freya to be fast as well. I'm not sure. But we could think of something. But that could be kind of sick. I think Freya with Gallius could be kind of annoying. We could maybe even, I don't know. Yeah, Yumiko in this team would be pretty okay as well. Bit of a lockout. I don't know. Well, think of something. There we go. Hey, it gives you a gist. That's what's happening. Give me your ideas. Give me your suggestions. Oh yeah, we might do another video on that at some point. All right, cool. I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.